Greeting from Myanmar. I'm Chris Ton, Managing Director for Digital at Ayeyarwady. Today I'd like to get you guys a little bit of Myanmar at the back, the beautiful country, and also the, how we've been coping in COVID, and also some of the progress along the line. But today the topic that I'm going to present is this, the progression of Myanmar in the way of evolution, the digital transformation come together for the inclusive banking, the financial inclusion. So that's always at Ayeyarwady we put our heart and soul serving 52 million people, how we can provide better financial services, more inclusive manner, and also ease of use. So in the reality, in January 2020, and there's some of the statistics that we have before the COVID. I like to give you a little bit of the data points. I think we have 22 million internet users. I think that's probably about the half of the population already. It's connected and heavily using on social media, mobile penetration. I think we even have maybe the usage is 126% of mobile usage. That means most people has more than one SIM card, one mobile number. So I think that's really the growth, the trajectory that we have for Myanmar. But when you talk about bankings and financial services, I think we are still kind of shortfall in a way that only 26% of people today, probably that's before the statistic around the COVID situation, it's only have a bank account. And then only 0.06% people has this credit card. And it's only 0.7% mobile money accounts. So this is something in January 2020, there's the data collected from the digital Myanmar report. So we seen that, of course, during the COVID, this accelerates, the use of digital services. We usually have about 750, 800,000 users on mobile banking. It's gradually grow up. Today it's about 1.2 million. So this is only we talk about our bank perspective. The growth is about 25%, and then that's the huge the people demand for mobile banking, internet banking, mobile wallet services, and digital branch, digital financial services. So that's really the COVID accelerate. In this situation, I think these people prefer that branches over doing on mobile. So which is somehow the trigger in a COVID during challenging time, and of course that's also come with payments perspective. People more use for wallet to wallet transfer, QR payments, using mobile money to making especially for small businesses, encourage to do that. So we also see from the government perspective, I think enforcing to a lot of bill services, for electricity bill, income tax, and all this. Government put in a mandate to push the people to make it online payments. I think that's a big, the achievements during this 2020. I think most of the electricity bill today able to do it with the service. We compare with developed country, it's not a big deal, but I think in Myanmar, in the evolutionary state, I think we are getting to the more inclusive and more open up, and from the government perspective, also from private sector perspective. I think that's a good direction that we are moving. Of course, I think the one of the area where it's really growing is also the remittance, right? So we have within the country, we have a lot of employers. The workers work in different cities, sending back to their family. We also have a cross-border remittance. Some of our migrant workers in Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore, and so on. So there's a lot of these the remittance are also growing and making that easier for them with the services that we offer, part of the financial services. So in the another side of the thing, of course, are we happy? This evolution of financial inclusion and taking this step by step. More and more people will be available for financial services, more inclusive nature. And I don't I don't think we are there. I mean, there are still today, you look at it, I would say today we are still the cash-based society. So people still prefer cash and stay using cash. So we are stay far from the cashless society. You know, when you say people say, it could be the trust issue. I mean, there are some people more prefer to keep the cash at home. You know, there was still kind of we still need to work on a lot of advocacy and building this, comfortable from the traditional to getting more into technology-enabled financial services. And also, I think some are because of our simple understanding and a little bit more sophisticated in the nature of fraud, today with technology. So people are not comfortable. People has a lot of these issues to be addressed, and some maybe with the regulatory perspective, but some also with advocacy from us to do this consumer. So there are also some area where blocking us to really push the financial inclusion, in more inclusive banking perspective. So there are still challenges around the fraud is one, and financial literacy, and I think we also see the application adoption perspective, because I think people use Facebook and people using some of these Viber, probably these two are most popular application. But still the challenging for us, to really push in application to this user and adopt this application for this easy, and people were just downloading, installing. So some kind of challenge we face today. I think most of the mobile wallets solution provided in this country, and then to get their user activation and to retain the user, engage the user, stay kind of challenging. Of course, we are trying to figure out some incentive, how to incentivize, and also what are the how to make it more easy and more comfortable and able to trust and depend. So I think there are still people in the early stage. We have a lot of work to do, but I think that's the direction that we are going, is from cash society to cashless, and probably the application that are more comfortable and then provide more incentivizing the financial services benefit to consumer, and also able to provide lower costs for our people like bank. As that what we are doing, we can do more better with the lower cost of transaction. So that's where I think a lot of area we're pushing, engaging in the social media, as well as with the partners. In a kind of a situation where the digital financial services, where we are and where we're going. Of course, that's the bank-led, the financial inclusion initiative. Having more bank customer, more products, and more product for SME, more product for modern new consumer, more, the micro loans, and then a lot of these bank-led initiative. Of course, then also we also have a telco-led mobile financial services. We're using the e-monies and mobile money, where we are also with the modern consumer who's already having cell phone, and how to do this attraction and provide their value-added financial services, partnering with financial institutions. So I think that's the telco-led and bank-led are the forefronts. I think they are to serve the modern consumer of Myanmar, and with this additional services. And I think what's kind of stay lacking, and in my personal view, I think that could help the ecosystem to straighten up the ecosystem. It should a lot of the FinTech based, technology based, and then the disruptors, I think, to come into this market and potentially integrate with the regional players, and ability to extend their services to this new consumer, to seeing this new way of doing this financial services, engaging with the platform, right? So I think that area is actually what we see. For us as a bank, we don't see any one of these threat. Of course, we compete in the nature, and that's the nature, bank to bank with telco, but at the same time, we also collaborate and work. But it will be really comprehensive in service offering and creating the value. What we need in this country is the real ecosystem, where the bank-led, telco-led, as well as the fintechs, the young innovative service providers are coming into and also integrating with the regional ecosystem, ability to provide, compete, and then win, and long-term adding the value and creating the value for the consumer. So I think innovation is a key. I think to how to create that. Should we go through the credit cards, from the bank account credit card to the mobile, or should we skip, the way of card-based society directly into the mobile application-led, or should we doing more of the pure digital banking versus providing through the brick and mortar structure? I think there's a lot of area to be discussed, but in any case, we need to have innovations to empower. And this is exactly what the my view of the FinTech festival is all about. To making, I think it's bringing innovation alive, and then integrating different diversity ideas and making this thing into big, small, technology-led business, and then also creating, most importantly, creating the value, which is something sustainable to our community and thrives for everybody, which you can. So I will probably start with this and look at the beautiful view of Yangon, and I wish one day the FinTech Festival will be here. Our Ayeyarwady will be very happy to work with all of you, and unfortunately we can be in person like we used to do in the past, but I think this is a new way, and we will continue to engage, but most importantly, stay safe and keep innovating, keep in this making our financial services. We owe to these people not just to provide businesses, but we need them to be part of our modern communities, modern society, which is make their life better. I think that's our mission, and also part of our business is what we do. Thank you.